three persons lay English grammar da mun yang shilo aduga ibia ba kay shilo ko first person da ko na I we hena lay ko I we I am I orga di am si laktra I are habia de I is habia de natra adagi we orga na we si plural ni ko aduna we are hain laktra sida we is habia de natraga we am habia de aduga I do have we do have I gi matang da first person verb nate first form of the verb lan ni daw ne ko I gi matang da natraga na we gi matang da su sab manana first form di lakanda es kumba hapchen ba de adagi s natraga es noi khangi dana ko adu hapchen ba de I am or we are doing I am doing we are doing haidana ko natraga we are done I am done not I am do or we are do haibya de I am do hadilale ko natraga we are do hadilale ing form to sinaba natraga na direct are dagi third person do done we are done kan haina busulai you are done I am done haina ko adagi I have we have done I has haibya de ba sida somka adagi we has haibya de ba I had d do had natraga we had haina ba past de has haparweb sigi I dasu adagi we plurals dasu hapayareb always have ki matungda di always done se hapko ko done haibdi third form haibni ko we have known I have kicked we have passed third form the verb to dum lakada ko have ki matangda natraga na noina tu gumba hapsilaga na infinitive ni na first form the verb la ni dasu es natraga s hapoy ko I have to do you have to do haibdo adu ko we ko aduga tu gi matangda koina b amuka hapsilaga di first form of the verb to helaga ing ogidaba first form of the verb to the ing ogidaba ko we have to be going I have to be going hangi ko b gi matangda di first form of the verb plus ing hapta biya deba aduna first person je mun khang makanda hojik matak ta pirba magi formula mayam je sidagi so hen ba tai myam amju lerangani leibdi ko aina plap mention tawbang ngam ni na sina basic oiba kwaidagi maru oraba foundation hai tare si khang da basunga ya deba natraga di I doesn't do kan I does not do habiya deba kai gino hai matamda asagi aina s natraga es hap kuno first form of the verb tagi and hai gidro I do we doesn't know I doesn't do natraga I knows we knows sumaina habiya deba s natraga es hapya de hapagadi langani aduna adu masu munna yangshilo munna khangjilo ya maru weba poni no gi sentence construction to bukanda sigi mayam ji theory ga khangba de practical oina ithoga example pir iraga o aina nandagi tawram mis dilale dana aduna sigi area ji ai si hapya de si hapkodabani haibnu singba mayam do nasana sentence form tawjara ka yengoba lalakanda o si dilale haibdo dum khangane aduga maru weba mana I or we gi matangjida third form lakpia de ko we known I known natra we done I done habia de I knew we knew second form natra adu third form we bia de ko aduma kangjilo tu kang de bia dabni ya maru wai adagi second person da no ju kangoni you ni ko second person ID you ni you har si singular mi ama kaktang tanga si you du de dum you gi magi formula do dum panta ko mi ama kaktang laibu tu nang na asidi single person he adu di you is very good heta habia di you is okay you is eating kaina ko habia de ko aduma kangjilo magi you si keno plural gi type ta pal ka du ni ko common noina ko you are natraga keno da past na you were were you were ab khangina you are you were doing are gumba were gumba hapsilagana doing natraga done we are done hay magi arthadi tongali ko we are doing hayga we are done hayga arthadi tongale adu done ji marak dum yam tension na ko salona hay busu yaba adu artha tongan ba sentence tongan bagi dani ko haise natraga you have or you had hd do past na you have or you had that singa ya deko you do you did you know you knew never third ngasagi direct bomang da hayu mayam du mana hakta third form direct ha jin ba de si desu ko example ko kari yengje su yengzi you are doing very well you are plucking a flower you are eating rice you are drinking water laidra you is drinking water you is doing homework natraga you am good adu ya deko aduga you have to do it you have done it you had done it You have come here. You have so much to do. You have clean body. Or you have anything to do. Question na hangin gi hargadi last chingdab ko. You have anything to do? Kana ko. Magi question na hawdra ko sa koina dum question on tokpa ya ngang dadi ko. Adagi you do has you kick the ball. First form of the verb ko. You kick the ball. You know the answer. You pluck the flower. You drink water. Tumaina ko hargida. Adagi third person gi yengse. He, she, they, it, table, chair, apple, animals, birds, and all other inanimate things. Thawai pandaba posak myamam third person the singrani. Adagi akoi human being gi da haragana he, she, they gumba ko. Adagi it gumba haris masi garisi. Adagi table gumba chawgri gumba. Adagi manama sing myam sasan myam am sek waya sing loi third person the lakti neva. Aduda singular organa ikona has natraga had sinaganeva. Aduga is sinaganeva are where ko singular orgade. Adagi first form of the verb plus s or es sinaganeva. Example on have that she has done. Natraga she does. She doesn't know. She does the work. She kicks a ball. Adagi is hapagana isagi ing form in have to. She is doing. Adagi two hapagana she has to do. She has to kick. She has to cry. She has to go to Kakching. She has to go to Imphal. She has to do her homework. She had to do it. She had to go. She had to pluck. Adumana haning bahai biara past na ko had hapsila ko. Plural dana have natraga had are natraga were ko. Have plural dana have natraga had are or were. Adagi no s or es. S natraga es hapya de plural de aduma ko. Rule do te me am the piri rule duka te general one de lo chaman heba. They have to do. Example ko. Plural example. They had to do. They are doing. They were doing. They have to go to Kakching. They had to do the work. They are doing. They are plucking a flower. They were plucking a flower. They were eating. They were dancing. They are kicking. They do. They does have deko. Plural ID de kaki wana te animals and birds in the zoo masing amadagi helagadi loi plural ni adu targadi have had are were loi sinar kaneba adu direct di es or s sinabya deko adum rule me am do follow taw adum gyan tar kaniko tenses se khona part ahum thokna khai dok payai present tense haiba ma hojik thoi ba haidare present tense haiba di past tense hana thokraba future tense kon tholkadaba tung tholkadaba haibtare aduna koi gi formula se koi hojik puna taminarsi present tense ahan bada present indefinite magi formula si subject plus first form of the verb plus s or es plus object. Example da I pluck a flower. I is subject ni, pluck sina first form of the verb ni, aduga flower sina object ni. S amasung es ki confusion kar larangani. Example pir ga harake munataw. S amasung es se koina third person singular decision ai. Masigi tongan lesson nam ko natamgani. Hojiki oina di third person singular habsi mind the thambiu. Example I pirake. She plucks a flower. She is the third person singular neba. Aduna pluck to the ke gi matang the s hapselaga. She plucks a flower. Haibana. Es hap kergana study gumbusi narji example oina ko. Ram studies his lesson. IES never. ES hapselina. Ram studies his lesson. She studies her lesson. Matang si di third ohelasi. Second na matang da tamasimuka. Present perfect. Subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb plus object. Example, I have plucked a flower. Has have ke hargana third person singular decision aduini. She has plucked a flower. Ram has plucked a flower. Adumaina. Subject plus has or have plus third form of the verb. Have sina first person haibadi I or we is the first person ni. Natragana plural the soikona sinabayai ko. They have plucked a flower. We have plucked a flower. The minus sinners yai. Masagi second kuna third jam tawgibagi second si hojik tawrsi. Present continuous tense. Subject plus is or am or are plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I am plucking a flower. Subject se I ler ko. Adagi is natraga m natraga r haibani. I gi mathang the m lae is lakpya de r lakpya de aduna m lae. I am plucking. Pluck na first form the verb play ren ko. Aduka ing hapsin maneba. Plucking harga flower object. I am plucking a flower. They are plucking a flower. Ram is plucking a flower. She is plucking a flower. Adumana. Fourth one. Present perfect continuous. Subject plus has or have plus been plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I have been plucking a flower. She has been plucking a flower. They have been plucking a flower. I have been plucking a flower. Ram has been plucking a flower. She has been plucking a flower. They have been plucking a flower. Present tense loikre. Past tense ta salasi. Past indefinite. Adum iman manay past oigyoyu present oigyoyu kitang kenarak piwani ko. Subject plus second form of the verb plus object. I plucked a flower. I is subject ni plucked the ed hapsila is second form ni har ni. Aduga third form da adum ed hai ko. Aduba te khara di speak spoke spoken hai basulai ko. Aduna verb ki forms to khangjin badarka lai si khangge har gadi. Ano sigi hojik sigi oina di pluck si ed hapsila di third form zu oi second form zu oi aduna I plucked a flower har is past indefinite ne. Tangda past continuous. Subject plus was or were plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I was plucking a flower. They were plucking a flower. She was plucking a flower. Krishna was plucking a flower. Ram was plucking a flower. Sumaina ko. Was in singular this is in a view. Aduga were in a plural this is in a view. Past perfect. Subject plus had plus third form of the verb plus object. I had plucked a flower. They had plucked a flower. Sita has plucked a flower. Money had plucked a flower. Everything had oidinis the past ni nako. Has have wahizi amta sinaroi. Plural versu natraga singular versu adum had sinarni aduga third form of the verb la ni. Pluck say nang sa hai bugumna second form the ed oi. Third form this ed oi ate te wahi or magadi for example speak or magadi had ki mathangda spoken harak tineb I had spoken Manipuri example oina ko the main lak tineb. Fourth sida past perfect continuous. Subject plus had been plus first form the verb plus ing plus object. Example, I had been plucking a flower. Sidazu had adam sinagani has haibdularoi ko natraga have sularoi. Present not singular gizu plural gizu dum had oidini. They had been plucking a flower. Ram had been plucking a flower. She had been plucking a flower. Adamaina had adagi been si na dabayate ko. Muni action biyu yam live ne. Matangda future tense. Future indefinite. Subject plus will or shall plus object. I'll pluck a flower. She'll pluck a flower. Ram will pluck a flower. Sita will pluck a flower. They will pluck the flower. The minor comes in view. Aduga. Second, the future continuous. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus first form the verb plus ing plus object. The formula da kitang kano tawre ko. Nakan tongan line nagre contrast kre. Muneng view example da. Formula amuka repeat tawzerake. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object. I'll be plucking a flower. She'll be plucking a flower. Ram will be plucking a flower. They will be plucking a flower. Will be plucking. Haibzi adum haigidam niko. Formula yengaga magi examples yang bukanda. Yam line kangmani aduna formula loina makangsin biyu formulas yam important oi angka gomani grammar the formula kangda biade. Future perfect. Subject plus will or shall plus have plus third form of the verb plus object. I'll have plucked a flower. She'll have plucked a flower. They will have plucked a flower. Sita will have plucked a flower. Krishna will have plucked a flower. Adamaina will have natragana shall have se si yaugdabni adugi mathangda third form of the verb oigdaba aduga object lere aduga fourth da future perfect continuous si hauji ki matamdadi kaisi yamna common oina sizinaba sentence oidre adu argasu magi formula se dum khangjinba phai. What is voice? Voice haibasi karino. Voice is a form of verb. Voice haibasi verb ki form amaneba. Karino mani indicate tawrisi haibakanda subject sina thabak si tawbra natragana subject sida karigumba khara tawrakbra. Voice is a form of verb which indicates whether the subject does the work or something has been done to it. Haibaniko. Aduna subject sina thabak si tawribra matau tawbra actor waibra natragana subject sida karigumba khara tawrakbra sineba. There are three kinds of voice. Voice makalahum sui, active voice, passive voice, and quasi-passive voice. Active voice having matang sa Tamsi. Subject of a sentence is the doer or actor. Active voice have say sentence amagi subject say. Sina doer oy duneba. Action toriba, tabak toriba, matau toriba say. Say subject say. Sina oy duneba. Actor oy duneba. Maramdi subject is active oire. Active oire mina ikona active voice ana hire ko. Voice have the konjel laidana ko kuhai magi muongze. Sineba. Aduga examples sa kuna hire gadi kudamo ina hire bada I pluck a flower. I is subject niko. Pluck is verb ni. Aduga verb si action nebo. I pluck kanano ay na nebo. He is I pluck a flower ay layama he have nebo. Adu I pluck ay is in action torne pluck torne he pa si action nebo. Adu na si active voice niko. She plucks a flower. Mana layama he. Ma si nupi niko. She. And she si subject ni. Pluck si verb ni. Aduga verb si action ni. She sina mana action jita warmina actor warmina doer warmina si active voice ni. They plucked a flower. Plucked ed hapiko. Third form ne. They is makoy have ne. Makoy na lay ama he a me. Kanano no hito makoy na. Kanano action to se. Kanano actor wari se. Makoy sing dunewa. Makoy sing na actor wari makoy sing na doer wari kre. And makoy si active wari matau to rim ni nako. Aduna si su active voice never. They plucked a flower. Makoy na lay ama he a me. I never. Duga matang the passive voice tamsi. The subject of a sentence is acted upon. Passive voice tadi huzigharba subject sida act torpani ko. Subject ki matak sida act torpani action to torpani subject sina tobunate ko. Subject sina tobuni bu hire gazu aikona kuto du kena bahab tarane. Adu wanida. The subject is passive. Maram the subject sina directly action si todrumne mangon the action torkum torabani na mise koina passive ena kawi. Example harbada a flower is plucked by me. A flower is plucked by me. Nasagi object waramba nasagi flower laydo. Aina lay hem me haibado hozikti lay ama aina hem me haina haigrab. Me nasagi ay subject waramba aize hozikti kano oigrena. Object oigrab. Aduna subject sida karigumba ama acted upon oigrab ko. Direct man action zi hondrab. Si passive voice ko. A flower was plucked by me. A flower is plucked by me. A flower was plucked by me. See. Lay ama aina he me. Aina lay ama he me. Kenadra. The quasi-passive. Active in form, passive in sense. Magi forms the active weba. Aduga sense dana passive weba. Siya ko na quasi-passive na kangneba. Forms dana active weba. Aduga magi sense dana passive weba. Siya ko na quasi-passive na kangneba. Example harabada. The mango smells sweet. Kenozi, hinozi, magi hinogi manamzi tummi hamniko. Hinogi manamzi kuna tabu kanda. Tummani en kangdo. Aduna hinogi manamzi tummi. The mango smells sweet. The goat is milking. Si ani magse kuna quasi-passive na kangnay maramdi magi forms di active weba. Aduga mana puriba sense di passive weba. Aduna niko. Simple, kyan tarangani kali, kyan sutagani, kasi ang naluban na tiko. Aduna ikoy na matanggi sidi, kari tamgani haibakanda. Ikoy na sige matang sida tambakanda rule khara yamna maru eko. Rule yaudrakadi, kaya to bunga mo haidi grammar haibasi maths kumani, angka kumani. Rule yaudrakadi, grammar kesu hayu habi arwa aduna ikoy. Sige matang sida lesson ki matang sida rule khara di tamsi. Active into passive. Active sina passive to all pakanda kari rule lagi haibasi. Rule number 1, object of the verb becomes subject of the verb. Verb sige object se verb to the subject all kaneva. Object of the verb becomes subject of the verb. Verb ki object se verb ki subject olakani sinde example yenga khangani ko I pluck a flower ngasai gi example tuni I is subject ni aduga flower is object ne adu ikona passive voice to on bakanda a flower is plucked by me hydro ngasai gi object se flower object se subject oladra a flower is plucked by me haramina aduni yengo amko mun yengo I subject pluck a flower object a flower subject is plucked by me aduna subject to kari wala ke khangi ko the subject of the verb becomes the object aduga verb to gi subject na object ol as ne example yengzi active ta I pluck a flower in the same example appears in gyan ta ba tu yamna loction bu tu nab ni ko I pluck a flower samai ko I subject like re flower object like re aduga passive ta a flower is plucked by me object I turns into me ko the subject of the verb becomes the object subject of the verb I becomes the object me a flower is plucked by me saigi subject to kedore me to yung object on radra turns into me saigi I to me on gi wane ko aduna the subject of the verb becomes the us object verb ki subject se object on kre note yung ko the object is generally preceded by the preposition by object sigi mamang da ko preposition by habisina anamba matam da su sum kano to ko for follow to ko by zi yarom neba haziki object ki mamang da by zi dum hapnei ko generally ko hap tab sulai adu adum hapnei the main verb is changed into the past participle form preceded by the correct to be verb rule number 3 da the main verb se kedore magi past participle da on to past participle form da on to aduga sigi mamang da kari lege kanda to be verb se is mr gana tamiko to be verb se to be verb ki correct form do si nagani aduga hojik hariba past participles gi mamang da hapom dine example yengse I pluck a flower ko I is subject like pluck to main verb ni ko a flower is plucked by me a flower is said to be verb ni ko to be here is said to be verb never correct form ni ko si sentence ki matungina a flower is kano third person singular ni na ikone is seasonary neba singular gi ko is to be verb ko weba adagi plucked hire to plucked sina past participle go ngasai pluck ed yaw de ko past participle the ed yaw re aduga by me is the object se sigi mamang the by and happy rule the yaw ni the rule number 4 da in case of some verbs with two objects either of the objects personal object preferred is changed into the subject and the other remains see karigumba verb khara da object ani yaramagadi kedore either of the object ani dugi marakta ikoina preferable oibasi personal object nebako si subject ta on kraneba change into the subject aduga atopaduna adum lehora neba remains or retains ko in case of verbs with two objects object ani yawba verb ta de either of the objects ani dugi marakta preferably personal object sina prefer to we aduga maji kedore subject all ani amaduna remain to lehora neba leho by the atum zaman adum laini habni ko example yengsi kutam the professor gave the students the books professor duna satra sing da lyric mayam do p lyric to p habni ko lyric sing do p the professor gave the students say personal indirect object name students the professor the books in the direct object name ko the professor gave the books to the students have ya inatra the professor gave the students say indirect object personal ko aduga direct object na bukan passive yang bukan the books in direct object ni aduga passive taken on bukan the students were given the books by the professor the students be yang ko were given the books remains it's like the students personal to subject all adra the students subject all aduga the books it's like books ama indirect ama direct object to remain to retain to aduga by the professor rule gi matu direct speech haibadi reporting by quoting one's actual words kanagumba mana haikhibuwa natraga haibuwa se straight oina direct haitare mana haibudumak chap mana na quoting tawba ibako sineba reporting by quoting one's actual words as direct speech as direct haibuwa hisina dum ko de gyan ta haleko adugo indirect speech haibadi reporting without quoting one's exact words miduna haibudumak natabida haib tare na kitang koi thoga natraga te tayu hai wata khara hapchilaga haibudo quote tawdo adune ba koina indirect speech haris example khara yengsi Tomba says I am good has Tomba says I am good has direct niko Tomba says that he is good sin indirect speech ni koi kari karang rule nong khara tamsiko direct speech is put within inverted commas direct speech ama ibakanda inverted commas ki manungda irang aneba inverted commas ai sidadum screen sidadum ire no ureko aduga a comma is used after reporting verb si loraga comma ama amuka hapkaneba Tomba says harga says ki matungda comma ama hapiko aduni haris a comma is used after reporting verb haris aduniko the first letter of the direct speech is a capital letter direct speech ki ahanba magi wahi sigi first letter se capital letter amana hoganeba haudabi adeko adu haudragadi lale rules to change direct speech to indirect speech direct speech tagina indirect speech ta on thokpada darkar leiba rule khara tamsiko ahanba rule da linker before the indirect speech linker ma hapkaneba indirect speech ki hek mamangs da linker ma hapkaneba Tomba says that he is good ngasai kone tam give example dako Tomba says that harise sine linker harise koina iba kan da that si nei ko du ngang da di anam matam da that si na de ngang da direct adum haiba Tomba says he is good haina dum haiba ko that si hapteba adu iba da di hapa darkar lei rule gi matungina ko 2 pronounce change according to sense example Tomba is changed to he then I can pronounce ki wahi mayam si de koina mana puriba sense to gi matungina koina change to bani ko nupa wargana nupa gi he hana change to ba nupi gi wargana she hana change to ba adugumba se koina munyeng sin ba ma darkar lei sense to yeng da deba reporting verb in the past tense makes the following changes direct to indirect indirect change to kanda magi reporting verb ta lakpa ahongo mayam do past tense to ko du mayam duni tamdisi present indefinite na past indefinite on duina present continuous na past continuous on duni present perfect continuous na past perfect continuous the on duina adu sigi port mayam di noina nasana khangjaramani present indefinite present continuous present perfect have sing bas din sana tum khangamani si khangdragadi si ki tongan ba tenses ki matang da param tam darkar lei adu narration ki matang yo bai si tense ki matang da noi soidin khangbam thoi ko adu khangdragadi kesu si ki thabak si tawbunga moi si ki problem si solve tawbunga moi past indefinite present imperfect and past perfect to past perfect past indefinite ne present perfect ne adu past perfect ne moi humza past perfect on dini ko past continuous to past perfect continuous duga past continuous oram taragadi past perfect continuous to on dini future gi shall or will ze future gi should or would past niko should or would tam on dini future gi shall or will ze future gi should or would the on dini si mayam ji khangjan da ba ya deko verb ki magi forms to first form second form third form do pazana pasalo khangjalo du yaw da yariko change in time and place now ze then the only doing past the torkanda ko direct torkanda ago say before and hiding today said that day hiding tonight that night tomorrow the next day yesterday the previous day last night the previous night here there hence tense this that these those thus that way thus so come go not always go si zu khang da ba ya de change to kan si me am si naram ba dum to tum ya da have the mark su pang roi iram you do la le hana lo be are only by one word have that way am khak na no gi answer du lan du ne ba aduna si gi change in time and place se si loi ba to ira live ni da sitting up just 2 minutes pa da dum yam line khang rani aduna si me am si no to shalo aduga patang ging shalo ko it have ways unchanged never ma change that haina kai on top ya deba it haina dum lai dini ko change to no if the speech is reported during the same period of place the changes do not occur hai gi ba change me am za kari gumba aikoina matam sap mana bagi maram da aikoina kana to roga di report to roga di change to roba natra ma phom sap mana bagi matang da report to roga di change to roba ko example Tomba will visit our village today Tomba na ngasi ai koi khunda visit tawrkani lakani kuirkani hamni ko adu he says that Tomba will visit their village today adum haino change the verb today later. The tense of the verb of the direct speech is not changed if the reporting verb is in the present or future. Kaigumba reporting verb si present natranga future oragati magi verb to tense kaisu change the verb. Tomba says I am well. Tomba says I am well. Tomba says that he is well adum hainiko. Magi tense to hong deko. Chamane animal present tense tadum present later ko. Kaimda hong balai tiaba. Aduni no action to see. Because si rule me amji pasana kangelo si kangda busunga ya dabni match komuniko. No change of tense is required in case of a habitual truth or eternal truth. Habitual truth natragana eternal truth tadi ahong balay reba. Nganthoi said the earth revolves around the sun. The earth revolves around the sun na dum sung magalay ramne sung hong roi da bhaitar. Prithibi je khoi gi numit ke koi bda lay habsa sung manatro. Magi ahong balay reba haibdi si adum sung madum lay ramne tra. Aduga Atete habitual by Quina, not each nine to what a morning walk, Sigumba is change story. My habitual truth to them change story, but I'm like never go. Antoy says that the earth revolves around the sun. Antoy high, but the D, Quiggy pretty busy in the mid with the chatly. Heiniko. Kangelo. There are no changes for must, ought to, and should. However, should often changes to would and must to had to. Aduga must have wahiza. Siga ought to have ga should have siga way homes and I'm gonna change the one there ko adubu wo kanoza should say would ta change the one level aduga must to na had to kan haine ko example am harabata ngantoi said we must go ngantoi said that they must go natragana they had to go haine agi change ko to ko must go natragana had to go and madam chumiko. Say is used where there is no object. Object like the say Hennessy naganeva. Aduga object later gadi tell Hennessy naganeva. TELL tell ko. Karigumba object yaudrugadi say sinagani aduga object yaurgadi tell sinagani simasu yam confusing or banoid the confused dum or labor ponico. Me mayam confused or neighbor. Can say dum high but natragana couldn't maki sentence couldn't maki tell dum haiko. Adusum devko. Before that told him or told me is used for said to him or me. That kimamanga told him natraga told me have waising se said to him or said to me have gimota sisinagani adumun kangzilu maramdi said to him said to me adum high like any change to the bida si kangzilla layu mind ko. Narration of interrogative sentences. Say, tell, etc. are changed into ask, inquire, want to know, etc. Say gumba tell gumba se. Say. Interrogative sentence study interrogative sentence have the wahang hangba question sentencing se. Moida di say ga tell se. Ask, inquire, want to know, haina hong ginya ko. Where, why, how, haveness jingba. WHC questions sing sitia tum like never. Moisi hapadum happy tamang never ko. If not dragana weather se. Sizinagani WH questions not dragadiko. They atopa question or magati. If or whether sisinarang whenever. Aduga lora pakanda interrogative mark ki mahuta full stop amatambira mo. Interrogative mark adam tama magadi landuini ko. If shall begins, would is used. Shall na horagadi would na sinarkani. Aduga should na retain tawar thamani karigumba. Hosika harba sentence na duty mathogi gumba imply tawragadi ko. Dum should chedum thambirang whenever sinarang whenever. Nantoi said to me, shall I do dishes? Dishes to was duty niko. Aduna Nantoi asked me if she should do the dishes. Nantoi asked me if she should do the dishes. If she should do the dishes. Them retain the ortamiko. Should them have chilleva. Had shall do should or is go pasta. Duty. So narration of imperative sentence to Horisi. Rule number 1 da. Reporting verbs become order, request, advise, tell, ask, etc. according to the sense. Sense to matungin na ko order na request advice la have to ko na loin mo kangani ko. Aduna to matungin na mo gi reporting verbs to ko na sinbira maneba. The rule number 2 da imperative mood changes to infinitive. Imperative mood or mo to ko infinitive mood on to whenever. To is used before the main verb as infinitive to de ko kangi na ko. To do ko. To plug. to go, to die. Dumaina mamang da main verb ki mamang da to kangi kono iso. Example ama yang say, he begged his teacher to pardon him. To pardon has imperative, infinitive na tra. Dunya has. Sidi kitang ubda kitang nuara moriko. For negative imperative, not is used before the infinitive. Aduga karigumba negative imperative waragati not not harba wahize. Infinitive tuki mamang da hapsalang maneva. Natragana forbid, prohibit, etc. may be used instead of not. Not ki mahuta kana forbid haiba wahizi si narambiyai natraga prohibit haiba se si hapa masu haiba ko. Example, Daddy advised me not to play in the rain. Daddy forbade me to play in the rain. Same ko. Sama na iba. Tuga, rule number 4 da. Request or ask to be kind enough, kindly, or politely, etc. used in place of please, sir, etc. Karigumba, direct speech da please kumbi armaba. Natrang na sir gumba harmaba. Ko. Kuna sina du se request. Natraga ask to be kind enough. Natraga kindly, politely. Example yang si, Tomba requested me to close the window. Tomba requested me to close the window. Request sinare ko. Adune. Rule number 5 da. Tell or ask may be used when other request, advice, etc. are not clearly expressed. Karigumba, other natraga request, natraga advice fazana when expressed on the kuna gyan tawo ngamdraba si kay no habse pizan kangdraba do targati tell natraga ask says am safe when sin armo ko direct clear way report di sana dum kangane to clear way dragati am safe when tell or ask is am sin armo ko oza gyan tabo za de dum si su medum haine ba kara kangbo zana diko kangdo na di kangdra no laiba kimatung ile ko. Example, Tomba said to Chauba, don't do it again, not clear natra. Tomba told or asked Chauba not to do it again, and simply mana told not to ask se sinner monel. Yantai ko. Rule number 6 da, when let in the direct speech expresses a proposal or suggestion, karungba let have wise let let se. Direct speech la masina proposal natraga suggestion amo ermaba. Proposal have kangi ko, suggestion have kangi ko. Adu erm taraga de koina let ki mahuta should have in direct speech tadi should have maneva. Aduga reporting verb to koina propose natraga suggest haina on birong maneva. Propose or suggest haina ko. Aduga imperative form do. Aduna assertive form do on ganeva. Linker am hapsilaga that have a linkers hapsilaga maneva. Imperative form do assertive olong mani linker hap ama hapsilaga that have a linker do hapsilaga ko. Example yang si Ngantoi said to her friends, let us have a birthday party. Proposal na trasa. Birthday party ama tausay kan harisi proposal ne natra. Natra gana suggestion makalam ne. Aduna Ngantoi proposed or suggested to her friends that they should have a birthday party. Ngantoi proposed or suggested to her friends that they should have a birthday party. Yamay na hay ko. Muna kandilu formula na lo ina maglahan man ko. Rule number 7 da. When let does not express a proposal, it is changed into might or might be allowed to. Do karigumba let have wahisi sinas proposal oidraba. Man express the proposal oidraba. Adu itaraga di mase ko na might natraga might be allowed to and on tokaneva. Aduga atay mapung karada di sense tugi matungin na ko na on ganeva atay wahida ko. Example yang say Sauber said let me come in. Sauber requested that he might be allowed to come in. Mataki rule de yang liyawi ko. He might be allowed to come in. Rule number 8. Must is not normally changed in indirect speech. Must have ways the normally change wagande ko change the wandeva. Example, Tomba said to Chauba, you must leave. Tomba told Chauba that he must leave. Change the ko. Narration of optative sentence. Reporting verbs in optative sentences are changed into wish. Optative ki sentencing da reporting verbs in say kuna kari da ole have kanda wish, pray, desire, long for, yearn for have a single way sing say. See the on token ever. Optative form is changed into assertive form with the linker that. The optative form is going to assertive form the on linker that have say hapsilaga. Example of me see. Tomba said, may his soul rest in peace. Tomba prayed that his soul might rest in peace. We go. Rule matuina loy toroptine was mine. Narration of exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence na indirect speech on baginiko. The reporting verb is changed into exclaiming or exclaim with grief, explain in grief, explain in joy, explain in which joy, explain in wonder, explain with wonder, etc. to the sense of Allah's hooray, etc. When exclamatory sentencing in Allah's hooray, oof, kari wahay am gapu, fai gan mayam later. Adu sing dugi sense dugi adu sing dugi art do ikon kangagadi karamba wahay no kari haning ino loy kanganeva. Aduna adugi sense tugi matungi na ikona hauzik matakta high grab exclaiming or exclaim with grief, joy, wonder, etc. is happening. If you are not sure of the nature of exclamation, use cry out or exclaim only. Kagamo sure or dragati ko kari hari no have to sure or dragati cry out or exclaim have to kaktang sinova. Masagi to mina safe play have to. Other forms of reporting verbs are swear, shout, upload, etc. Duga te form mayamama reporting verb ki form mayamam leko. Shout kinda, swear kinda, upload kinda, labor. The exclamatory sentence turns into a sentence and the linker that is used. Someone that have a linker jatum sineko. Exclamatory sentence no olopukanda ko. If it begins with what or how to denote extreme emotion, it becomes great or very according to sense. Karigumba what natragana how gumana hauraga ko. Dumana pungwe busi amna emotions yam kan by emotion or kuna great natraga very gumba sense to gimatuna senior moneva. Normally ko great is placed before a noun and very before an adjective. Aduna great have wise kuna noun gi mamang the happy aduga very have wise na adjective ki mamang the happy. Adumaning shingo ko de. Example yang say Tomba said what a nice flower it is. Tomba exclaimed in wonder that it was a very nice flower. Tomba exclaimed in wonder that it was a very nice flower. Chauba wished him happy Yaosheng. Chauba wished him happy Yaosheng. Indirect speech niko. Help, help, shouted Kaiku. Kaiku shouted for help. Hi never. Gentai ko. I'm live in the formula kangagati. Narration of vocatives. In converting vocatives, we use politely. Vocative sings in direct speech the on mukanda de consistency politely have gumba. Asked have gumba. Affectionately asked, politely asked, told, addressing, etc. According to sense to kimatungin at minatum sinanganiko. The addressing of wise yana time among the yam sinner remember. Id han among the hatar. Was the addressing the casina table. Last option when at the yam to sin of yadukanda addressing the scene. Example, the class teacher said, keep silent, my dear students. The class teacher affectionately asked the students to keep silent. The class teacher affectionately asked the students to keep silent. Narration of question tags. For affirmative sentence with negative question tag, expecting the answer yes is used. Karigumba affirmative sentence amada magi question text in negative oina dum hairangmaniko negative yarangmaniko adugumbada ikoina either indirect speech the on bukanda expecting the answer yes hageneva ko aduga negative statement amada affirmative question tag mo yarangmaniko adudana indirect speech on bukanda expecting the answer no haineva. Example sing Tomba said to her, you can speak Manipuri, can't you? Can't you? You can speak Manipuri has affirmative sentence niko. Do can't you has the negative wordra. Adu sigidi rule gimatungina expecting the answer yes. Tomba asked her if she could speak Manipuri. Zauba said he will not run away. He will not run away has the negative verb sentence niba. The affirmative question take ko will he have the rule gimatungina expecting the answer no. Jauba asked if he would run away. Lidro. Mixed sentence saying when sentences of the same kind occur consecutively in the direct speech, the reporting verb becomes common. Karigumba sentencing same kind some manaba sentence makal da ko. Matang manaw na consecutively direct speech da tuoba. Ado target reporting verb se some manner never. Common or never mabani maki sentence ani di maki reporting verb the same when sinaba some manner ko. aduga hausikisi reporting verb se only one scene agane amtang scene agane indirect speech ta hidi common noina scene agramina manabnina magi sentence style to kind manabnina common noina amtang scene agraneba aduga hausikarba sentence ani se natraga ahum se ikona linker n have to na link tawramane ko example yengsi Rani said to him, who are you, what do you want? Nang kanano nang karipami hangineba. Rani asked him who he was and what he wanted. Sentence ani to end mayay hapsilagata question ani to connect over dra. Dunya haisi. Rani asked him who he was and what he wanted. Connection tak torlotion krebo. Yam line ako. Then added that, further said that, also said that. I also use this connective device. How about why say? Added that, further said that, also said that, say. See so connective when I see na buya bang sa end domain ko. Example yango, Gita said to her friend, what time is it? My watch has stopped. Pung matam kya targe ki gari se lep kre hai ne Gita na. The Gita asked her what time it was and added that her watch had stopped and further said that has you ko. Mayam si Gerund is kano. Form of the verb ending in ing verb ki form hoy dineba aduga aroi besida ing si yaudineba ing yaudo yadiko ing yaudini and having the force of a noun ki force di yauba aduga verb ki force yauba and a verb harsko a noun and verb combined noun ga verb combined torga semaine read as example diko ing hapsilaga reading reading sentence in higher of the reading is a good brain exercise. Reading is a good brain exercise. Present participle plus ing form of the verb. Present participle kangiko mayam. First form of the verb to kangiko. Ado to the ing tapsin maneba. Wahi amarom da sumon thog hai biwani no hena gyan tanabuko. Present participle plus ing form of the verb has adding ing to the verb have never. Examples read plus ing o itaragadi reading. Love plus ing laughing. Aise moi gi sizinabam du leiko. Sizinab du soiragadi verb oina pura verb when sina kineba. Adu itaragadi gerund o roibko. Aduna sinab gi magi sentence to see yenga dum kangbiu. Use of the gerund gi sinabam se kangjelo. Subject of a verb. Verb ki subject when sinab yaba. Example sleeping is the best form of rest. Tumbazina kwaidigi Paba rest form of never. Is se kano netra verb netra. Adu itargadi verb ki mamang dala ibusi subject netra. Sleeping haji subject o heladra. Sleeping is the best form of rest. Haji. Dagi number 2 da object of a verb. Verb ki object o inasu sina bayaba. Verb ki subject kak natana object o inasu sina bayaba. Tomba enjoyed dancing in the rain. Tomba enjoyed haji kano verb niko. Dancing haji na gerund ni. Adu itargasu gerund je koina object of the verb when a sina bayabnina verb si object dancing zu heleba ko enjoyed dancing as Tomba enjoyed dancing in the rain aduna object of a verb when a sina ko yaeba adagi di 3 da complement of a verb habniko verb ki complement when a sina bayai complement of a verb habdiko what he likes best is eating like simulate natra indirect object natragna direct object oina niko hire base complement haise verb to complete ta hunmudo aduni haise simple example ma yengse what he likes best is eating is ki matangda eating sina complete o hela sentence sinatra is have a verb ni verb si matungda kaim leram dragadi sentence complete oideba eating se complement of the verb ta hela natra gerund ne ko dagi for the object of a preposition have sinoi khang inatra of kumba, at kumba, on kumba, sumbasi preposition haina kangnai ko. Example, Thoiba is fond of reading. Of sik preposition natra. Adu itargati of ki matangda la ibasi reading neba. Adu itargati readings object oina kuna laweba. Aduna object of a preposition haisi. Thoiba is fond of reading. Ko reading ko stories. But ki wari pa awas mayam pamsi have kumni ko. Aduga fifth and last as a compound noun. Compound noun oina susizina bayaba. Walking stick haisi ko gi set pa the scene of saido aduna walking to the scene of saido wo kana walking stick hana khangne ko aduna walking stick haisi compound noun neba aduna mahak se hazik hari ba pot si zeranzi compound noun oina su season of yai have neba
Gerund and infinitive may be used in sentences without any special difference in meaning. Gerund ga infinitive ka se makoi je koina magi formation do manabnina makoi gi arth si ken ken da nadum si na ba yai have ni ko. For example, kar yang si infinitive ta to dance is a good exercise. To dance has infinitive ni natra. Verb ki mang da tu dum yaw ni infinitive ki di to dance has infinitive ni and to dance is a good exercise. Hai se. Dagi dancing is a good exercise. Is zero no na sina record. Dancing is a good exercise. Adagi infinitive that to walk is good for health. To walk has infinitive never. Adagi walking is good for health. Moise artha loy manai ko. Sige sentence marizi artha kaim ken ken aba kaim leite ko. Aduga moise animak adum sina ba yai natra. Aduni haisi moi ken ken adana sina ba yai haisi aduni. Matang sidi infinitive ki matang dani. The most common is the to do form of the verb. To do form of the verb se. Sina kwai dagi common no ba infinitive never. I want to sing. I want to sing. To sing has infinitive never ko. Verb to gi mamang the to happen never. Adubu there are infinitives without to. To yaw do ba infinitive su leba. At, in or into, and on or onto. In means inside only. In havidi manung ka oibdo. Inside has. At could mean inside or in the grounds or just outside. At har magati manung da oibasu yai, ground da oibasu yai, mapan da oibasu yai. Ko adu munna khangjilu sentence am sem kanda adu khang da ya dabni. We can be in or at the sea. Koina sea gi matang da hai kanda ko. In the sea har bi ai, at the sea har bi ai. At the river or in a river. At the lake, in the lake. In the swimming pool, at the swimming pool, etc. Ko. Silo har bi ai. In here means actually in the water. Kaigumba in har magadi in the sea natraga in a river, in the lake har magadi ising manung da laibtu odi neba. Ko. At the sea or river, lake, etc. means near or beside the sea. Aduna at the sea natraga river natraga lake kum har magadi manak ta neba. Near ko natraga beside the sea. Kiantai ko. But at sea har magana da yawda bidako at sea har magadi ship amata jahaz amata lai have gumaneba. But at sea means on a ship harjiko. In and into. In ga into ga khangelo lana lana sinar kani khangra diko. Ya maru web niko. In as shown above indicates position. Koina sai mamang da tamgribo meando. In gi matang da. Aduna indicator is position neba mai mapam du niko. Into indicates movement or entrance. Into har magadi satpa lengba sungba phanba magi movement khardi layer neba. Natraga entrance changba khotba do. Example, pour the water into the jug. Sing the jug manungda. Hajillo haineba. Pour the water in the jug higher ko. So that the in say narrow. Into movements. Maram di sing do jug the sang ni natra. Jug the hajillo neba. But the movement do layunina into han say naganeba. Thieves broke into my house. Haj ay yung manungda. Huran ba sing do sangjila ay hajilay. Hayri neba natra. Aduna magi movement do layunina into my house. Haj in my house higher. Into my house. With the verb put, however, either in or into can be used. Karigumba verb put siyaw magadi either in natraga into ani magsina bayaiba. Ani di marakta madum sina bayai ko in natraga into do. Karigumba put yaw magadi. Example yang si Tomba put his hands in or into his pocket. Tomba na magi makutu pikaw da hapami hai ne ko. In or into his pocket hai na sina bayaiba. In can also be an adverb. In is adverb when sina bayaiba ko. Come in has enter. Sang o hai ne. Get in has isu car gumbagi manung dako into the car has adun masi adverb when seen up ci khangjilu ya maru oibani English ngang da sum ngang na bako I bada or sungang do su sum na ba sigumba minute details masa masa khang yam darka leba. On or onto. On can be used for both position and movement. On have say position na di mai mapam takto na tra position do natrang na movement leng khotpagi ani mukta sina ba yai sinida. Example, Tomba sat on his chair. Tomba na magi so grido da. Tomami. Snow fell on the hills. Snow kangiko. Undo. Undo na sing da tarmi hai neba. Sing da tarmi. My name is on the wall. Ay giming si palang da. Lay hai neba. The movement of the on the wall has movement like ko. Sigumba se. Sida sina bi fell on the hills as it abdu the movement like na. Sida sina bi Onto can be used chiefly of people and animals. Onto hargana. Yamaru ay na ko people gumba, mi gumba, sa gumba da sinabako. Maruena. Shumba mapums da mainly have tarene chiefly ko. Shumba da sineba. when there is movement involving a change of level duga magi lengba khotpa gi sizu yaudaba duga magi level duzu hongdaba ko example yamda gyan tagani we climbed onto their roofs mogi yumdon matatul karami haineba si movement leko the roof size level zu change tawdra aduni haisi we climb onto the roofs when there is movement involving a change of level have artha aduni ko we lifted him onto the table ekwen ma table matatu thangal lami haineba sis movement lay onto the table nina sizu kanus lay ko magi level du change to ko on can also be an adverb on the adverb when musu yaba go on come on haisi ani maxis minus sin of yaba ko munna kangzilo mafam natraga jaga takpada sijenaba examples sing hargadi above along around at below over up down near on under etc makoisina mafam jaga takpada sinaba singi marakta yawrabani ko adagi matam takpada sijenaba on date and days kumba ko tarik kumba numit kumba ta sijenaba Tomba married on the 5th of May 2005 Tumbana 2005 ki May tarik mga dalawang ki I'll come on Thursday ay Thursday namita sagol sa namita lakni the meeting will be held on date 10 meeting ado una bagi tabaga to meeting do tarik tarada pangtuogani habni ko ano sida on niko on si matam takpada sijenaba mainly date and days ta sinagadab ko date ka days ka khanko adu sinaduneba sigi on se on gi atai sijenabam di nakhoi loina makhangani aduna ni aina khangbuto hydris ko sina khara important oi bahai tare adu atai on gi mayamam se laiko on the table kari kara hai ba mayamam le tu dikhangamani yor pasu yai dum taminasi in months seasons year etc in nazina months seasons sadi pantha man na di tha dum nako year sahi sigumba sing the sinam niko ado atai sinabam su on gumna dum laiko important oi khar tam peone plop have di adam ne video ma chance dako I'll visit you in the month of May gi tha da ai na koi da kwer kani bu harsko many flowers bloom in the spring season basanta gi season sida pantha sida lai me ama pumi harne many flowers bloom in the spring season he died in the year 2000 gi sahi tu dama sikhi harine aduna in gi months seasons year to kokto kano matang da at sab saba matam matak ko at daise atai sina bom lai dum khang ko the meeting will be held at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. da pung ani nungtin gi pung ani da sab sabi da hoguni matam sab sab tak to the meeting will be held at 2 p.m. I'll meet you at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. da ai nang bu theng nagani unagani hairne adu oitaragati sab sab matam ni adugi mamang da oiraroi adugi matung da su oiraroi natra 7 a.m. da sab sabi da unagani haibni ko aduna 8 ki sab sab matam haibasima ningsingo yamna maru oire adumako to ningsingagadi atai sentence sem da khara lair kaneba ad examples in du yengchalo since haibu haise si kadai da sina gi have seeing si sab saba matam amadagi hojik fauba hana matam sab sabam dai hojik fauba tawduna lakdo adugumba pot the sentence da dum sina ba since ko I have been working here since 2009 dagi hojik fauba mapam sida ai surak I tawr I tabak tawr I haineba ai tabak surak I natra tabak tawr I ko sahi me mapam du da tabak sudun la I haigumane since haibu ha yarmisiko 2009 dagi hojik fauba sida tabak suri he has been crying since morning mahak ayuk tagi hojik fauba kapak I kaptuna leiriko leptriba kapak tam leirib ko he has been crying since morning ar ayuk tagi ma hojik kapai haine forgi karigumba chapsaba matam khara da sizinaba I'll be here for 5 days ai mapam sida numit mangani leigani haniko sida di I with the soy crime attack kano to winiko sumba soy balai sai type tor am tuna type to gimni nako sumba soy badam lai ko aduna I'll be here for 5 days ai di ai mapam sida numit mangani leiki gani haniko adu kangjelo sabsabi matam khara haibisim kangjelo yamaru ere atai sina pam adum lai I'll work here for 5 days ai sida numit mangani tabak sugani I'll work here for 5 days ai sida numit mangani tabak sugani sabsabi matam khara ko ata forgi atai su I'll work for him hairzini for example ko ai magi damak tabak sugani han I'll work for him hargati ko ai na pirzina limited oina khara noida important oi noina kaya khanjiludo port ki haimni ko hana yam phajana khangra port di video 10 manina loi hadok trasu yare na dugi khara maru web do haibi woni ago hauzik tagina sab saba hau khraba matam ama ago haibadi hauzik tagina sab saba hau khraba matam ama haiba he left me 10 years ago sahi taragi mamang da ko ai mana thadok pirame haibni ko he had an accident 10 years ago sahi tarai mamang da ma accident ama nangki accident ama thengna ki haine ba many years ago sahi amaya mamaki mamang da many years ago hau khraba matam do hau khraba matam da sina dawni ago haris ko tai dadi kya sina bham leiti ba ko aduma khangjalo yam maru were during adugi matam manungda ko matam manungda I work here during the rule of King Khagemba ningthau Khagemba gi lengak manungda ai sida thabak suki mana rule tawring da mana lengak tawring da lengak pairing manungdo adugi manungdu da marak tu da ai thabak sida magi mafam sida suru si mafam sida surami haine ba adugi manungdu da ko I swim every day during the summer kalen manungda ai nungtigi iroizai khang ko swimming do kalen manung sida ai nungtigi iroizai habni before mamangi matam before hadi mamang haidana ko before mamangi matam he left the cinema hall before it started cinema hall adu ma cinema holdring dagi thado mi haine ma cinema hall si cinema holdring da natraga mamang da satkre thadokre holdring da natraga mamang da satkre thadokre mafam du thado satkre hamni ko cinema do holdring da aduna ni before hais matam takpagi anamana matam takpagi oina sinam ne kuin side gi haris ko atai sina bom yam lei adu oitarga su anamana matam takpagi oina tamane bang sigis ko what did you do before I reached here aina sida yautringai da natraga yautringai mamang da nang kari tawrambage what did you do before I reached here aina sida yautringai da natraga yautringai mamang da nang kari tawrambage after tungi matam asaina mamangi matam sina tungi matam after let's meet after the show loerga natraga show loerba matungda ibani unasi show loerga harsu matungda harsu samai ko animak hajila boda dum yayo ko I was in coma just after the accident hek thokhiba matungda I coma da leithi coma haidi hai bangang ba kaim ta da bida mid nong ushalaga ko mid uidraga su panga su kaim ta koin hai ba khot da reaction kaim pi da ba asibaga chap manana leiba brain dead ki mong da ko ekta kaino torga wanda harga dum leng da bida tumin na leiki bido gyan men ta da bida gyan men ta da bida leiki bido aduni coma harji ko I was in coma just after the accident gi matungda ko until matam du fauba don't come here until I call you aina kortrigai sida lakno aina kortrigai ko sida lakno mi atina ko ba ke amta tabiya de ko mi na ko tabiya de mi amana harazu prime minister na harazu kan amta mawalo de aina kortrigai sida lakno don't move until I tell you samani ko aina haraktrigai nang lenganu haina don't move until I tell you aina haraktrigai do hadi matam haiba 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. ayuki pung manga dagi taret pauba from adugi matam dagi ko from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. 9 a.m. dagi 2 p.m. pauba from the ko adugi matam dagi am lai ko khangani ko by adugi matam dagi thengda dana by adugi matam dagi thengda da bida ko you should reach here by 9 a.m. sharp sida ayuki pung mapan chapsana yorkadabani adugi kano dadi mamangda la kezu yadi ko adubu adagi hena thengdi yadre sharp haragadi chapsabin ko the meeting will be started by 10:30 a.m. meeting du pung tara makhai da hogani by 10:30 a.m. the meeting will be started by 10:30 a.m. meeting du pung tara makhai da hogani use of in, into, on, onto, at in means inside asagi matam gida na taba sida topam da tame ko sisumun nam ko tasalo in means inside only but at could mean inside or in the grounds or just outside in haibadi manung khak oiba adubu at na manung su oiramba yai mapan su oiramba yai natraga ground da oiramba su yai haibani ko aduna mun khangjilo magi difference to ko in means inside only in haibadi manung khaktani at could mean inside or in the grounds or just outside manung doramba yai mapan doramba yai ground doramba yai at kidiko we can be in or at the sea a river lake swimming pool etc sida in haibadi ishing manung da haibani ko
sigi khwai sitati sing manung da haibne
At the sea, river or lake.
sigum haragati near or beside the sea manakta ko samudra sigi mapanda manakta adugumba sinaba at the sea. At the sea haibdi samudra manakta haibani adubu at sea haradi jahaz kumbada lay haibani ko. At sea gatang haragati jahaz kumbada layba aduga at the sea haragana mapanda manakta lay haibani ko.
In na position ta'i into na lengba sangba gumba ta'i. In haragati magi laifam do. Masaki manung kay kay habto laifam do. Adun in na ta'i si into haragati movement kar laydo ko. Lengba khot pa mama laydo ko. Position change to ba laydo ko. Example, pour some water into the jug. Jug manung da ising kra hizalo. Ising kra hizan ba ising do manung da zero long kano to move to sa tuinatro. Sienta tuinatro. Aduni movement laydo ko. Aduni da location home draw. Aduna ni into scenery ko. Put season argadi in or into anmak sinabiay. Put haibu haidu yaramagadi ko. Put some water haragadi pour natabi put haramagadi ko. In natrag into animag adum sinabiay. Example, Tomba put his hands in or into his pocket. Mana in haramasusuma put his hands into haramasyara in his pocket haramasyara animag sumew. In can also be an adverb. In can also be an adverb. Adverb websya in ziko. Example, come in. Come in have the enter harmani changu have get in the into the car. Get in gumba haragana car gumba gi manung sang bado. Come in haragana sangu have go. Get in haragana car gumba sang bado. Adun haisi. On si position natraga movement animakta sinabiyay. Position da su yai natraga magi movement da sinabiyay. Position ngasai gi in na position tak bado. Magi laifam manung hain ngasai gi tak pa laifam do. Aduga into haragana magi keno ngasai gi movement laiki bado. Adumaina location change to bado. Adubu kan on da di animakta yai habni ko. Position change da su yai, location tak da su yai, position da su yai. Tuumbana mahaki sogri the famki. Snow fell on the hills. Sing the untarmi. Animak sa movement ng tani ko movement kar laitro. Location change to kar laitro. Matunday tara ini location change to ni natra. Adumayna si movement da sinab siya ba. Adagi my name is on the wall. Ay giming paglang dalay. Paglang dalay ba ming dudi position kay muhong de ko. Paglang da dum layre. Paglang da dalay hay si paglang gi paglang gi matak to dalay hay niya. Adudi position kay muhong de dum layre ka layram ni natra. Aduna on si position hong bata su sinabiyay aduga hong da bitha location natra position duga tang tak bata su sinabiyay hay niya. Sagi in ga into gi du natabita adugi style natabita ko sina animak bot ta yay hay niya. On to see maruway na mi amadi sa da seasonay makoy na movement lay bakanda ko level hong bakanda on to haise. We climb onto the ropes ay koy na yumdonda kaki mi natraga sa naman hydro aduna we climb onto the ropes ay koy na yumdonda kaki haben natra aduna movement do lay ko sida ko movement lay adu yung salo. We lifted the box onto the table ay koy na box to table da tangat ki sisu movement lay tra box to makadala me kalo ade koy na thang ding tangat tu ni matolom da natra movement lay tro aduni on si ay koy na adverb oina su sinabiyay on harba wahay nga sa gito adverb oina sinabiyay. Example, go on. So haiba way is so is kaya conjunction niko so so is so haiba si ahan ba sentence ki result to uning makanda sijine sentence sama irga sentence to ki result do magi thulay ba result do adu uning makanda ko na so sine ko. I like apples so I eat every day. Ay sempami aduna nungtigi chai gyantay ko aduna maram aduna ay sempami maram aduna ay semdu nungtigi chai sineba. I like apples, so I eat every day. For, F-O-R, for, haibasi su, conjunction ni. For haibasi, because ki mahutta sizinaba yay. For ki sizinaba matay miyamam sa ko. The for ki sizinaba sa naman na diloy kang maneba. The because oy na sizinaba yay haibasi, kang amdab siya ko. Aduna, because oy na kamay sizinaga ni habitu tamsew. I'll buy apples every day, for it is cheaper than grapes. I'll buy apples every day, for it is cheaper than grapes. Ay sem nung tigi laygani, maramdi masina angurdagi hongba heli. Maramdi because natra. Am laibani? Yet, yet kizu sinabam mayam layko. Dubu sinabam mayam dugi marakta amatamsi loina makti video masajita loina takpayadam ni nako important oiba amakaktamse ko. Yet haibasi karigumba pot amaga contrast chatpa haibadi kenaba yet naba ona tainaba na chingbada sizinaba yai ko. He studied very hard yet he failed. Mahak lairi kanna paki adum wena mak
mahak fail oiraki. Adubu mahak fail oiraki. Yet he failed. Although adu oirasu. Although haibisi conjunction ni masi song tamsi. Although I loved him, I didn't support him. Although I loved him, I didn't support him. Aina mahakpu nungsiramagasu. Ai mahakpu support tawkhide. Nungsiramagasu. Adu oiragasu manadra. Aina mahakpu nungsiramagasu. Ai mahakpu support tawkhide. Although I loved him, I didn't support him. Ai support tawkhide mahakpu. While haibisisu sinabam mayam leiko. Adu maruoi bam tamse. Matamduda. Tombi hit me while I was sleeping. Tombi na ai tumingai da tharaki. Aina tumingai da tombi na tharaki matamduda. Tumingai matamduda natra. Tombi hit me while I was sleeping. Pas niko. Tombi na ai tumingai da tharaki. Yairaki tharaki pot ate mayam sinraga thaba yai bor ko. Natraga makuna yai bor masu yai. Since matamdudagi maramduna. Matamdudagi akoina namana tamdudagi matamdudagi ko time utpudo since na. Ado maramduna adu oibana haibana singbusu since na biyai ko. I've been singing since I was 10. Ay sahi taradagi say saglaki. Sahi tara subdagi hausik pawi say saglaki hai never. I've been singing since I was 10. Haise. And since matamdu taktra. Matamdudagi haibdu taktra. I know him well since we stayed together. Aina mabu munna khangi maramdi ikoi laiminarakpanina. Ikoi laiminarakpa maram oiduna aina mabu munna khangi haibani maramduna adu oibana ko. Since. Until. Matamdu yaudrigai. Until. Example. Don't move until I tell you. Move adi leng korpa satpa korpa duniko. Aina hairaktrigai nang lengano. Don't move until I tell you. Aina hairaktrigai nang lengano. Matamdu yaudrigai ko. Unless. Natrabadi. Don't move unless I tell you. Aina hairakpa natrabadi lengano. Miyata yatay na amta haibiyadiko. Mi amala ibok ler mazu daw ler mazu pu ler mazu ima ler mazu kana amta na haibada leng biyade aina hairakpa natragadi. Unless. Don't move unless I tell you. Grammar is not difficult if you know the rules. Grammar se kasi am lubu na tiaba rule du kangagadiko. Adunang grammar yam lui haigano ko. Grammar se rules ingdo mayam du kangjaloba. Don't worry too much about grammar. Grammar gi maramda am ka hena wakal wazin ba. Wakal am ka hen kanjin ba tawno. Grammar yaudra di ngang bang maroi sungang ngang roi ngang ki jaremi na lan ba pagra ni hauna ching bakalagadi. English ngang ba pa hai roi ko.